Hi everybody. So I've got a run of stuff that's been happening just to give you a little update on. So number one, I had my CT scans a couple of weeks now, and I had a follow-up with my oncology doctor a week and a half after the CT scan. So the good news, for most of the scan, everything was clear, with the most important one being all my bowel area was completely clear, nothing to worry about there, so really pleased. They did find a abnormality in my liver, which they recommended I get a follow-up MRI scan specifically in that area. It wasn't clear cut, it literally was a grey area in my scan. My oncology doctor talked us through it, and the area they were talking about that's deemed as abnormal is it wasn't really obvious, and my oncology doctor reckoned it might have just been different structural blood vessels in different parts of the liver were showing up different colours because you have more or less blood flowing through that particular region. So I had a follow-up MRI scan and some bloods taken for them to be tested, and then I got a call from my oncology doctor in the last week to let me know all my scans, CT, MRI and my bloods were all clear. Yay! So really pleased. Yeah, I wasn't nervous about my CT scan results because I felt confident based on how I've been feeling, and if I've picked up any bugs, I've fought them really quickly. So I think my immune system's in a really good place. You know, from a body composition, I'm like the same as I was in my teens. My sleeping data is doing really, really good, and my cycling stats that I'm tracking are continuing to increase, probably way more than they have endurance wise than I ever have had in my career. So all the indicators that I'm tracking are really good and moving in the right direction, and I felt if something was lurking, then it would have shown somewhere. So my CT scan results, I wasn't nervous, I was confident. I was really nervous about getting back my MRI results because they deemed to have found an abnormality. And when the call came in, it actually went to voicemail because I just wasn't expecting it so quickly, and I didn't want to be dragged in to have to be told to go through some horrible treatment program again, because the first time round I was completely ignorant, which was bliss. But knowing how I was impacted, I was absolutely dreading having to do anything like that again. So I'm really pleased, just pleased, grateful, and I think it's clearly been a mix of the treatment that I went through in the summer, the treatment that I endured in the summer, plus the support network that I have and all the habits and new behaviours that I've decided to implement, from everything from breathing exercises to the food and drink that I'm taking in. I made loads of changes on that stuff, as you know. I've had a look at, you know, the exercise programs that I was doing in terms of impact versus recovery, reduced lots of stress, just little daily stress things in my life, managed to automate quite a lot of stuff in the house, so I don't need to worry about certain things anymore. And I'm working on my career to make sure that it's the right fit based on what I offer most in the world and what I get joy from. So, you know, I suspect getting the all clears made up of a culmination of all of that stuff, plus my mindset and being positive and just focusing on the things that I could control and not worrying about everything else. So I got official confirmation through from my oncology doctor, which I won't read out the whole thing, but the gist of it's, I confirm that your MRI liver scan is clear and your recent blood tests were normal. This is clearly good news, and I know you're due to see your surgeon coming up soon to discuss a stoma reversal and follow-up. So I don't really need to see my oncology doctor again at this stage. The next stage for me is, so I've seen my surgeon for my 6-month checkup, and the next stage, he's ordered a colonoscopy, which is the camera in the stoma hole to check my bowel, in detail live. And assuming that's all clear, I will get my reversal in the spring. So I'll still need to go on the waiting list, but I'm led to believe it's not too long. And my surgeon's doing their stoma reversal slightly differently. So if I'm a candidate for that, which I'll tell you about in another video, then it means my recovery time is going to be much shorter and the surgery is going to be much less invasive. So, I think this nightmare started, well, it officially started from definition of cancer on the 8th of January 2021. What are we on, like the 13th of December? So let's say I had final confirmation about the 8th. We're basically talking 11 months end to end in terms of knowing I had cancer to getting confirmed as having the all clear after going through surgical removal, chemical removal, all my detoxing, recovery both times from my op and my chemotherapy program, and getting on with life and setting myself up so that I'm in a really good place for when my stoma's reversed and I can recover quickly without any complications. So that's it. Probably best news of the year video. Really pleased, and I've got some nice little bits and pieces